Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a fascinating guest in studio today. It's Dan McFadden. He's the president of PB Kitchen Design. Dan, welcome.
Thank you, Liz.
Tell me a little bit about your company.
So PB Kitchen Design is a small firm based in Geneva, Illinois. We specialize in the creation of custom kitchens, and we primarily work in the western suburbs, but all over Chicago. We're a small team. There are about 3 to 5 of us handling our projects, and we've been around almost 30 years.
Tell me a little bit about what sets you apart. It's a much more complicated process than people give it credit for.
Right. So I think what we hear back from our clientele over the years would be what I want to say about what distinguishes us, and that is that we're good listeners and we're patient. And when you have those two qualities, I feel like you don't come in with the mindset of, I'm going to create a kitchen in terms of a predetermined solution. There are no predetermined solutions. We want to listen. We want to understand what your program is and create something that is truly unique to you, your family, and what your goals are for the project.
See, I think that's wonderful, because I think lots of times kitchen designers or that may want to put their idea and their design in your kitchen, where it really needs the kitchen is the heart of the home. We're inviting you into a very personal space for us.
Right, exactly.
So I think that's really important that you take the time to get to know me and understand what's important to me or what I have in my kitchen.
Right.
So I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, actually we have no questionnaire when we walk into your home. It's sort of a dynamic conversation, right? So I mean, we're just trying to get to know you a little bit better, and through a process of half an hour to hour, we're taking sort of a 30,000-foot view of what you're trying to accomplish, and we dig in right away. I mean, we're trying to space plan within that first meeting.
Going past maybe 10 years ago, a lot of kitchens in that period were not as thoughtful as some of the new kitchens today. And,
for sure.
And that's when you've been in the home for a little bit, and you want your kitchen redesigned, and we invite you in, and you're like, tell us how much that kitchen was not functional for us. It was just kind of thrown in.
Right.
And so with that, what are some of it's a longer process than most people think.
Yes.
And so what are some of the things we need to be thinking about when we're thinking kitchen design?
My advice would be develop an understanding of what you think your scope of project is, right? So what's in play? Are you considering moving a wall, or is a wall not at play? What you do and don't like about your space, try to be specific. Many people aren't so specific. It's helpful to know, well, I want more counter space between my sink and my range, for example, because that's where I do all my food prep. Or, I want to be able to seat 2 or 3 people at an island. I'd be clear about budget, which is a really tough thing for people to do.
Right.
But I have a little trick that I use when I don't get a budget. The consumer can flip that back around. If I ask you what your budget is, I'm not really sure. I'll say, well, is it 20,000 or 120,000 or somewhere in between? You'll usually get a reaction, and then we can have a more meaningful discussion about what things cost. The consumer can flip that around too and say to the designer or contractor, what do I get for 20? What will I get for 120? So we're not at that point talking about the specific project, but more in general terms, and we can just zero in a little bit more quicker on what you can do for different budget.
Right. Well, and with kitchens, it's sort of, once you start remodeling, the ball rolls a little bit on you, and things are, that's usually what gets you moving, whether it be a countertop problem or a dishwasher or something like that. What's trending today?
In terms of specific trends, I would say the color blue is very popular. I judged a design competition earlier this summer, and it was interesting. We fielded entries from all over the country, and we were asked by the proctors of the competition to identify some trends. Blue was the #1 trend, whether it was an accent on an island or blue tile. That's a specific trend. And beyond that, I think mixed metals, probably aware that brass is definitely back. But beyond brass, black, mixing metals is also popular.
A kitchen redesign is going to be for the next 10, 15 years.
Yes.
So trends can ebb and flow a little bit, but you need to love it. Would that be the best piece of advice?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
I would do the kitchen you want to do. My kitchen is green and was done 15 years ago, and we're happy with it. And if we ever get to the point where we're dissatisfied with the color, we can paint the cabinets. And kitchens, you could raise a good point, Liz, because kitchens do have a lifetime. Just like you buy an automobile, 5-10 years later, you're going to need a new car. Kitchens have a lifetime of about 15 years. So do the kitchen you want. If you're doing a kitchen for different reasons, if you're doing a kitchen for you and resale, then you might want to throttle it back and go a little bit more mainstream. And you might want to think in terms of a painted kitchen that doesn't have a trendy color and something that fits the home very well and the home's architecture very well, something that would be agreeable to the most number of people and you.
Dan, thanks for stopping by, sharing your kindness, your wisdom, guiding us through this process. The kitchen is the heart of our home, and it's important, and we need people like you on our team. So good luck with everything. We're going to be right back with more Business Connection.